3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So everyone's coming on. That's good.
Oh, that's right.
Yep. Rob and Beth usually dial in through their own connection, so that way they can both appear, and I think Beth can then talk over Rob when he needs to.
Cheryl talks over me all the time. Shows you how brave I am. I've got the door closed so she couldn't hear that comment.
Hi, Derek.
Hi. How are you all going?
Hello, Derek.
Hi.
Hi, Derek.
Hello.
It'll be with us in a few minutes.
Okay. Everybody hear me okay?
Yeah, mate.
Good.
We could be up to 17.
Oh, wow.
There's 17 in the club.
That's Brian.
Okay, well, it's 8 o'clock and we seem to have the regulars online. So I'd like to start by welcoming Monica as our District Governor, who will be speaking to us tonight. Brian as our, as his Assistant Governor, yeah. and his role is to look after the E-Club along with a number of other clubs in Canberra. We've got a guest. Go.
Nice to be here.
Mute, Brian.
Oh, sorry.
We've got Derek on tonight.
Mm-hmm. You obviously can't hear me. So I've turned it off.
No,
That's a problem elsewhere.
We can hear Brian.
Sorry, you can hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
Yep.
That's good.
This is often a common problem that we have, that if we get too many pictures on, sometimes it overloads the sound. You've haven't got a great connection. David monitors it because he's got the worst reception in Canberra, I think. And if he starts having problems, then he'll suggest that we turn off photos. But that seems to be okay at the moment. Derek, I don't think we've met before. Do you want to introduce yourself?
Yep. I was originally with the Shoalhaven Sunrise.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess I've been a Rotarian now for about probably five or 6 years. And still thinking about joining the Brindabella Club.
Great.
Nice to hear you.
Right.
Welcome.
Ross,
and
Derek did a fantastic job in July collecting all of the bowel scan things from the pharmacies around Shoalhaven, and our club, on behalf of Shoalhaven Sunrise, processed all of the payments. So I haven't actually seen Derek's face online, but we've had a lot of communication. Welcome, Derek.
Thanks.
Top effort.
It's quite interesting. I mean, Norm's done it for a few years, and I guess this was the first time I really took the thing from pretty well where to go, and we'll go to O's. But everything seems to work out really well, and I think we'll be in for the same thing again next year.
Excellent.
Right?
Okay, well, since we have guest speaker tonight, we will move through the first part of the meeting, and rather than running through calling people individually, if can I just ask if any directors have anything they would like to bring up? If they would like to either wave at the screen or something, then I'll call you individually and we can work through them. I know David has something, if you want to start, David.
Sure. Tonight's meeting, guys, I'll do the muting and unmuting when other people are talking so that we don't talk over the top of each other. I am recording this session, so when we finish tonight, I'll have a evidence of the District Governor's visit, and I will post that on our YouTube channel sometime later this week with a link on our website. We've also done some 2 major upgrades to the website during the week. I'm not going to tell you what they are, but your homework this week is to find both major upgrades. Because, you know, all the complaints I get all the time, well, you have obviously no one's looked or you would have commented. So have a look and send me an email and tell me what the 2 major upgrades are to the website.
If you find more than 2, then it means that David hasn't done his research yet. Or else you haven't gone through the full website. Okay. That's the news about the website. Has anyone else got anything else they would like to contribute tonight? I think Norm most likely should give a report back on the social meeting on Monday.
Well, I've got to be honest and say I was extraordinarily pleased with the turnout and the process. We talked about the cleaning of graffiti off the walls, and I had another meeting next morning with South Nara, and they're going to help with that process. So any of you guys that happen to be in Nara on the 18th of October, feel free to come and join us, and we'll be cleaning off graffiti. I've been talking to the council, or one of the councillors today too, and he's going to do some checking with the council to see if we can get some help from that side too.
Do we bring our own paint?
No, I think we get paint supplied. According to our
don't we?
I've got this lovely fluorescent yellow paint at the moment in a can. That'd look good.
That would look great on the side of my office, actually. So if you want to send it up, we'll.
Right.
Okay, Norm, if you want to send the details today, you can put it up on the website so that we've got details up there. Or if you want to, you can actually add them to the Facebook page as an event, and that will also let people know.
We've got a meeting next Monday, and after that, I'll put something up. Great.
Okay. Anyone else got any actions? Anything that's come up in the last week, or anything coming up?
Yes, Ross.
Go, Beth.
Yes, Ross. I have some very exciting news that we've cut off the cut off. That doesn't sound exciting, but we're actually proceeding with 11 of the applicants for the vocational training team visit from Fiji, Samoa, and Tonga, and we've got our first visa acceptance come in tonight. So we're the New Zealand people and myself are feeling pretty excited about that. For those that might not be aware, the vocational training team is going to be visiting the district from the 17th of October to the 31st. So sorry, Norm, I won't be removing graffiti in Shoalhaven on the 18th. I'll be working on a team building with the team members. There are 11 coming plus a team leader. So that's the news from the vocational training.
Norm, I think you should have suggested that 11 people would be a lot more hands for cleaning graffiti.
And particularly from the islands, they would be fantastic.
Okay. So also for that, Beth put out a call for accommodation for the 2 weeks, if anyone else has, unless that's now all filled, is it, Beth?
That's all filled, and because we only have 11 members, we have a spare one, so we have a reserve. And thank you to team members who've made a commitment and to help us with the accommodation and also with transport. Thank you.
That's great. I've got good news on the cinema. Just to cover off that, the End Polio Now event on the 21st of October. We were looking, David and I were looking for opportunities how we could get people to book in for it. And I went back to Ken, who's the district coordinator for the End Polio Now, and asked him if he could tell us who else was going to be running it, so that instead of doing multiple posters, we could have one poster that covers all the different events, at least in Canberra and possibly the district, so that people realised how big Rotary's spread was. I haven't heard anything back from him, but at that time, while David and I were looking at Eventbrite and other options to take the tickets, someone, I can't remember, mentioned that we should look at the district website. And so I approached Steve Fielding, and if you jump on the district website, you can now book tickets to the Tuggeranong Cinema, Limelight Cinemas, and it will email you out your tickets, which you can bring on the night. So they're $20, of which $12.50 goes to End Polio Now. So if we get the biggest cinema, and we actually start off with, if we can get 100, then we have a cinema. If we get 100, anything over 100, we get the cinema that will take 190, and we can keep selling tickets. And if we get more than 190, they will give us the 375-seat cinema. And if we fill the 375, we'll make about $5,000 for End Polio Now. So that's a pretty amazing and easy event. And so if anyone knows anyone in Canberra or nearby that might like to come along, I know that Natalie's going to be working with the Rotary. The Jerrabomberra Club have a boys' night out where they go to the movies once a month, and they've already selected this as the October month event. So they'll be coming to Bridges Spies, and their boys' night out actually has a rating system, and after you go, you have to rate the cinema from 0 to 10. And Anton Pemmer, who runs it, unfortunately picked Noah last year, and he only got a 5. But usually we try and get serious boys movies, and because we think this one's a bit more open, but you can't get more than an 8 without a helicopter. So you can guess what type of movies the boys tend to go and see, and I've been to a few of them with them. So if anyone wants to come to Boys Night Out, that's always another option. Contact Anton from Jerrabomberra. Okay.
Ross.
Right. Anything? Yes.
That's Ian. I've done that poster. I'll send you and David it. I just need that link for the booking facility. That's ready to go. It's in PowerPoint. Great. It can be published in anything. So.
Yep, I had a look at that. It was pretty good, and it'll be something we can put up on Facebook. Okay, I'll send you the link as soon as I'll send it tonight before I go to bed.
Okay.
I'll make sure I get the link to Ian.
Yep. One last thing, Ross. So David again. Some good news for the club. We use Zoom as our meeting package, and Zoom advised us through the week that they upgraded our license from a 25 to a 50-user license at no cost. And that's a significant saving for the club. That's because we've been a client since before they changed their licensing model. So we can now increase the club to over 25 without a significant cost increase, or with zero cost increase. There you go.
Some of that, they've got to find some more members.
Yep.
I was expected to 25 before that. And the other thing we mentioned too, and I'll mention while Monica and Brian are online, is that this Zoom license is for 24/7. So if they want to run meetings at 2 a.m. in the morning or anything when we're not using it, then it may save them travelling across the district. And I know some of the e-clubs like the Gold Coast have members in Perth and all that type of stuff, and so they have a meeting every so often at 9 o'clock at night to make it easier for those people to turn up. But it means that if you want to have a short meeting, then you just literally get everyone to log into Zoom, and you can then talk exactly as we're doing. So maybe an option for the district to look at if they need it any time. And David, I was going to look at borrowing it sometime for a Scouting Rotarians fellowship meeting. We've got 25 members across Australia, and I didn't think that'd all dial in. So I'll find a night and let you know, and then I'll borrow the login and send out the meeting invite and then encourage them all to get on board so we can talk about what we're doing in Scouting Rotarians. And if anyone else is in fellowships and would like to do that, then the key thing is get people used to Zoom, and hopefully then they'll think that that's the best way to have a meeting, and they'll come and join our e-club. So always out there for membership. Okay, two other things. We've got when I was at the alumni meeting with Woden just before the Rotary Success Conference, I met up with their Peace Scholar, and I suggested that if she wanted to address our club, we would love to have her. So we're going to look at when we can program her into the, put her on our program. And you'll see an email will come out from Lyndall that arrived today saying she's happy to talk at any clubs and or get involved in activities in Canberra. So she's here with her husband and child, I think. So, if we make her welcome, who knows, we might end up with an e-club member next year somewhere in the US. And the second one is our Ripen person enjoyed Ripen, and Beth has has given me her contact details, and I've been trying to contact her to see if she can speak on our alumni night on the 15th of October. So if she can talk about Ripen, and then we'll find, I'm trying to talk my daughter into speaking about youth exchange, and just so that everyone gets an understanding of what a recent event is. But if anyone's got any other alumni friends they'd like to invite along that night, we can now take 50 people, or you can have 30 of them at your place, and then we can take 80 people. So if you've got anyone that's an alumni, we will try and promote that and encourage all those people then to come to the movie night a few nights later. So, and if anyone's got any other names for speakers, please pass them through and we'll try and get them on the program. Okay, has anyone got any other business, or otherwise I'll invite Monica to address the meeting. She doesn't have a presentation.
Ross,
Yes?
I think that person was Margaret, not myself.
Oh, sorry, yes.
Thank you.
Margaret's been doing work down the coast, yes. Thank you. Okay, no other comments? In that case, I'll get David to mute everyone but us, and I'll hand over to Monica to address the meeting.
When you say mute everyone else, does that mean people can't respond to me? Or?
They can unmute themselves.
Right.
So it just stops any background noise coming through of people who might be eating dinner or drinking their wine. Okay.
All right. Okay. Well, good evening, everyone. It's interesting to see some familiar faces. In fact, Margaret, I think you heard my presentation when I was at Nowra. So I hope you'll bear with me when you hear it again. Yeah. And as for Brian has heard it several times. So
yeah, you enjoyed it every time.
He's very charming always and says, oh no, it always sounds good and fresh, etc. But I think this might be the 5th time for Brian. So this is what happens when you're an assistant governor. And Rob, just to comment, I'm surprised to see you here. I didn't realise you were a member of the E-Club.
I'm an honorary member, Monica.
All right. Okay. Well, in the face-to-face meetings I've had, I always acknowledge any past district governors in the audience. So I begin by acknowledging you, Rob, past district governor, and also Brian, of course, as assistant governor. So thank you both. So just to move on with the more formal part of the presentation, normally, of course, we have the theme banner displayed, but clearly that's not necessarily feasible in this context. I'm sure it's in a room somewhere.
Yes, I usually have it hanging behind me in the other room. But
yeah, no, that's fine. Yes. So just in terms of the theme, as you know, each Rotary year we have a different theme determined by the Rotary International President for that year. And our theme for this year is Be a Gift to the World. Our RI President, Ravi Ravindran, has acknowledged that we all have different gifts, but we all bring the gifts of dedication, commitment and compassion to our work with Rotary. While the themes change from year to year, there is no doubt from my perspective that our attention needs to remain focused on the key priorities. And they are supporting the Rotary Foundation, including Polio Plus, and we've already spoken about polio. I'll have more to say about that, obviously. The second is growing our membership, developing the leadership potential of our members, and involving and engaging our communities in the opportunities that Rotary can provide, especially for our youth. Each of these priorities feature in the district goals for 2015-16, which are listed in this year's district directory. And I hope that every member of the E-Club did receive a copy of the district directory.
I think Ian's the only one who's missing because he changed his address and forgot to tell us. So it is in the letterbox at his old place, but we will.
Right.
We have spare copies.
So we've done our best to get it to him by the sounds of it. Okay. So to begin with the Rotary Foundation, as you would expect, giving to the Rotary Foundation is high on the list of President Ravi's and the district's goals for 2015-16. The simple truth is that the foundation runs on contributions. It is our charity, and without adequate funding, programs such as Peace Fellowships and Global Grant Scholarships would not continue. Some clubs in the district have been generous donors to the foundation over many years. Others have not seen the foundation as a priority when it comes to allocating their funds for the year. This year, I'm encouraging all clubs in the district to donate to the foundation. While President Ravi has set the modest minimum amount of $20 as one of his goals for foundation giving by clubs, I would hope that clubs in our district would exceed that amount many times over. And my reading of his setting of that goal of $20 is that he is seeking to engage every Rotary club in the world in giving to the foundation. So clearly there would be some parts of the world where that would be a significant amount of money for a club. But as I say, I would hope that in our district we would be able to exceed that amount many times over. Last month, we received advice from the foundation that over $43,000 in district grant funding had been made available for projects submitted by clubs for this Rotary year. This level of funding for club projects is only possible because of the funds donated to the foundation by clubs in this district 3 years earlier. And if any of you have had the opportunity to attend one of the foundation seminars that are put on quite regularly in the district and attended often by Mark Anderson from the RI Parramatta office, you would have heard him say that the Rotary Foundation is the only charity that gives back to its donors. And I think that's something that's worth remembering. So to move on to polio, I've been a member of Rotary since 2001, and during those intervening years, there have been two recurring themes that I have heard about. One is polio eradication, the second is membership. When I was in San Diego in January this year doing the training to become district governor, we were informed that polio eradication ranks alongside membership growth as the top priority for Rotary International. And there is a feeling, I think, a concern within the organisation in America that there may be some fatigue setting in with the theme of polio eradication now that we're so close to the end. And I know in the last 3 or 4 years we've been told that we are very close to the end. I wanted to provide you with some facts about polio to demonstrate to you that we have made real progress, and indeed we are very close to the end. So some facts about polio. The World Health Organization has estimated that over 10 million cases of polio have been averted in the last 20 years thanks to the global immunization campaign. And my comment on that figure is that that's over 10 million people in the world whose lives have not been blighted by polio. And I think that in itself is a great achievement. Rotary estimates that its own contributions to the global eradication effort will exceed $1.2 billion by the time the world is certified polio-free. And as I think everyone would know, Rotary has great support in the 2-for-1 match from the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation. To a couple of specific countries now, the last case of polio reported in Nigeria was in July 2014. Also in 2014, nearly 90% of the world's polio cases occurred in Pakistan. So far this year, there has been a 70% reduction in cases in Pakistan compared with 2014. As you can see from these figures, polio is well on the way to being beaten. If all clubs are able to sustain the level of support already provided for polio eradication, there is no doubt that we will shortly consign polio to history. This year, World Polio Day will be held on the 24th of October. Now, this actually coincides with the district conference this year, but I am hoping that clubs will still be able to plan an event around this time to focus attention on the achievements of our long campaign and to raise the funds that are needed to finish the job. And I applaud President Ross for taking the initiative with the film night. I will certainly do my best to be there. And I mean, if we're able to raise $5,000 for polio, that would be a very good result. So I guess the Canberra-based members of the E-Club, if they could turn up there, that would be terrific. So to move on to the second recurring theme that I referred to previously, that of membership. In recognition of the importance of membership recruitment, the district last year agreed to make available on request $500 to each club in the district. The grant is to be used for activities relating directly to membership recruitment or for public relations type activities. As of the 30th of June, so the end of the last Rotary year, $21,500 had been made available to 43 Rotary and Rotaract clubs for this purpose. And I know that the E-Club was a beneficiary of that grant. And I'd be interested to hear, not necessarily now, but at some stage, how the money was spent and whether you felt it was beneficial. I mean, I'm not going around doing an audit of clubs, but it's just a matter of interest to the district as to how the money was spent. We do feel that it was a worthwhile initiative in that at the end of the last Rotary year, we did. So that grants program may not have been the only reason for that increase, but we would like to think that $21,500 had made some contribution. That, of course, is quite a significant amount for our district. So Ross was talking earlier about guest speakers. As I've been visiting the clubs, I've been encouraging clubs to invite the district membership chair, Judy Ford, to come along and be a guest speaker. And I don't know whether you have in fact had Judy as a guest speaker, but she is very willing to visit clubs in the district. She has developed what's become known as the YAS model for membership recruitment, and I'm not sure whether you've heard of that, but she guarantees that it is successful. So for that reason alone, I think it's worth having her come along. She has made this her own in a sense, although with the support of her club, of course, but in recognition of the successful formula that she's developed, she was chosen to be a presenter at the National Rotary Success Conference that was held earlier this month. And I think that's actually quite a feather in her cap. So we're very lucky to have her as our district membership chair, and I would encourage you to get her to come along and talk to you. In this month's edition of Rotary Down Under, which I hope everyone has received, President Ravi comments on membership as follows. Instead of focusing on the question, how can we bring more members into Rotary, we should be asking, how can we add more value to Rotary membership so that more will join and fewer will leave? And he's used that as a lead-in to what is his own initiative, the new Rotary Global Rewards Program. There is information on this in that particular article in Rotary Down Under, but also we have sent emails out and we have publicised it in the District Bulletin, District Matters. The program allows Rotarians to receive concessions from businesses and service providers around the world. And if you would like more information, haven't been able to access those details to date, you can find information on the RI website, rotary.org. And I've appointed our District Governor nominee, Mark Wallace, as the District Chair for Rotary Global Rewards. So again, if you'd like more information, you could always get in touch with Mark. So moving on to leadership. I was called upon to review and make over 70 appointments to district positions in the lead up to this Rotary year. I was actually quite surprised to discover how many positions we do have at the district level. And that includes, of course, 13 assistant governors, a whole range of district chairs and various other office holders. Given this number of appointees, I'm very aware of the importance of encouraging Rotarians to become involved in leadership positions, both at club and district level. And of course, the issue that many clubs face, it seems almost on an annual basis, is trying to find someone to come in as their next president. So what the district has done and has been doing now for a number of years, and I think this might have been an initiative that came in when Rod was district governor, was we've been running sessions of what was called the Rotary Leadership Institute, and that in fact is its formal title. But in this district, we refer to it as the Rotary Learning Initiative. So this program has been operating now very actively for the last couple of years because we've been very fortunate to have a very active district chair, Jackie Page, who's with Berrima District Club. And Jackie has galvanised a team of presenters and managed to organise sessions of the RLI in various parts of the district. So I'm those sessions to get in touch with Jackie, find out where the next lot of sessions are being held and try to get to them. They're not, and I would like to emphasise that they're not only for people or Rotarians with leadership aspirations, they're suitable for all Rotarians. including very new Rotarians, so those who have just come into our organisation. It's a very good way of getting across a lot of information very quickly, but also others who've been in Rotary for quite a long time. I think you would find it beneficial to attend those sessions. I feel that our organisation is changing quite dramatically. It's certainly very different to the organisation I joined in 2001. And attendance at the RLI sessions is a very good way of keeping up to date with what's happening in Rotary. I'd also like to talk to you about club visioning. And again, I'm not quite sure how this would go with an e-club, because some of you who have come from other Rotary clubs may have experienced the club visioning process. What happens with club visioning is that the club visioning team, again a district team with Paul Roger from Jerrabombera Club as its chair, they usually come into a club and spend several hours taking members through what is, I suppose, a fairly set process. It enables a club to come together away from the normal meeting context with the view to developing a consensus on the future that members see for their club. So the team works with club members to tease out where they want the club to go and how they're going to get there. And there is an opportunity 2 or 3 years down the track, once you've been through that formal process, the team will come back and help you review progress and change or adjust direction if necessary. Often that happens if there are new members coming into the club, who often, of course, have different views, bring in fresh ideas, and I think that's all to the good. So moving on to youth programs now, I'm sure you will agree that our youth programs are one of Rotary's key strengths. There's no doubt that their primary objective is to provide our young people with often life-changing experiences not available elsewhere. However, my personal view is that they also provide the most fertile ground for recruitment of our future Rotaractors and Rotarians. As a club president said to me recently, we will continue with our strong belief in a Rotary future through youth development. When it comes to youth programs, President Rabi has placed considerable emphasis on the development of Rotaract and Interact clubs in his goals. And the district goals echo this emphasis with the proposed minimum increase in the numbers of new Interact and Rotaract clubs. And again, I'm not sure how this would apply to an e-club, but I leave the thought with you of perhaps sponsoring a Rotaract or an Interact club. The clubs that have done that have found that having a direct connection with a Rotaract or an Interact club has enriched their own club enormously. So if you are interested as a club and you think it is feasible, please don't hesitate to get in touch with the relevant district chairs. For Rotaract, it is Jess Main, and for Interact, it is Natalie Jupe. And I might just comment that there's no doubt from my discussions with Rotaractors that they see Interactors as the feeder group for their clubs, just as we like to think of Rotaractors as the feeder group for Rotary. And I was interested to hear President Ross talk about the alumni function that he attended a couple of weeks ago. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to attend that, but I'm not sure whether you're aware that was convened by Woden Daybreak Club because one of its members is the district alumni chair, and that's Graham Waite, yes. So that's an annual event that club puts on, and I'm very impressed by the number of alumni they're in touch with. So the idea being that, certainly from my perspective, those people who have experienced our programs know better than any outsiders, if you like to use that term, what Rotary is all about, how it works, what it contributes to the world, how it changes the lives of young people. And I was pleased, or have been pleased, a number of clubs I visited during this program of official visits, either current presidents or incoming presidents are alumni of our youth programs, and I find that very satisfying. And my view is that that is how we will renew our organisation in the years ahead. So just as a general comment on the district resources, I mentioned the number of positions to give you some idea of the number of committees that exist at the district level. What I find is that clubs generally seem to be unaware that they can call on these resources. The usual way, of course, would be if there's a program you're particularly interested in, to invite the relevant chair to come along and talk to you about that particular program. And Beth, I think you are going to be doing that with Bowral Mittagong for VTT. Have I picked that up correctly? No response from Beth?
Beth, you're on mute.
Take it off. Oh, yes. Yes, I'm doing that on Tuesday night.
Right, excellent. So case in point, I like to think that that's because I went to Bowral Mittagong and said to them, please invite district chairs along. So I'm very pleased that that's happening.
Yes.
So just to recap,